Bye. Bye. See you soon. Take care. Love you, Grandma. I'm sorry. She's gotten so much worse since you last saw her. No, it's fine. Why do you think she told us that story? About Izanagi? I don't know. It was kind of creepy, wasn't it? She was talking about it like she really believed it. You're a shrine maiden. You're supposed to believe in gods as well, aren't they? I mean, aren't they? They are shrine maidens. They tend to the shrine of gods. Come on, let's go see Takashi. Jesus, can't get over this. Can't get over the old crazy lady. Whoa, where do you think you're going? Mai and I are leaving, what of it? Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from Mai's grandmother and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. Is this my voice? Yeah, I forgot again. And this is my flashing glass move. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called. Mai's an adult, her grandmother can keep her here. Let's go. Draw your weapon, Ito. Works, every time. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Use violence. What happens if I just exit? Does Mai give me a hint or something? Can I leave any other way? Can I talk to the grandmother again? I don't really want to use violence, you know. Knock. No visitors. Okay. Something. Oh, what is that? A dead crow lays in the middle of the street. The small body is in a bad state of decay, covered in dried blood. The maggots have begun eating at its remains. Oh, poor little thing. Come on. Why should I pick this up? Ugh, good thing I'm wearing gloves. This better work. What? What am I doing here? Am I throwing this at Magira? So he leaves and lets us go? Oh, poor crow. Man, I love birds. I don't like it when they die. No, no knocking. Enter. Throw bird at Magira. Show dead bird. What sense is behind this? It doesn't make any. Oh my God! I told you how I don't like about the blood, but blood's not really my thing. You see the germs and whoa. Okay, I'm dizzy. I'm a little dizzy. Just going to. Whoops. He's down. Oh my God, poor Magira. Poor bird. I won't use this as a thumbnail. Poor fucking bird. Oh dear, did he just faint? Sure looks like it. He'll be fine. Let's get a move on. Man, I feel a little bit bad about this. Let's go to Asakusa. Speak to Mai's brother, finally. It will have taken me 2 whole episodes to do it. Wow. Want another, what was it, okonomiyaki? Takoyaki? One of these. Miss, I can see a glimmer in your eye that tells me you have a hunger for a second order of my nationally famous takoyaki. Who, me? Well, why wouldn't I? They were amazing. Yep, the struggle is real. You think I don't sit here in the presence of my own creations and not want a little taste? Come on, let me eat. No, of course I do. They're delicious. But the extra time and effort means I don't have as many on hand and have to limit to 1 order per customer. But I'm your only customer. Come on, just 1 more taste. Sorry, no can do. There's a reason I set up in a quiet spot like this. Otherwise I'd sell out in minutes. Well, let me know if you change your mind. Weird. You'd think he wants to earn money, but somehow he doesn't. Okay, try number 2. Takashi is back. Mai, what are you doing here? Did she make you come? It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to come talk with you, but you sent her away. This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely if you need to talk to me, you can come yourself. My sister doesn't need to be involved. Are you retarded? That's what I did and you sent me away? You stupid git? No, if I came alone, you'd just evade all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see. Oh, he was talking about her coming alone, but even then, she just said it. Evade the questions. You asshole. Oh my god. See what? What are you talking about? This mask. Man, I'm holding it in front of my face. Can't you see it? Dun dun dun. Where did you get that? Put it away. So you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me. That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you ever needed to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place? Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito. I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you. You're wrong. Back in April, when Mai was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was after. A mask your family is connected to. Looking for it? ... I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past away from you. The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad? Yes, and so much more. I first saw that mask when I was a child, before you were born. The truth is, it belonged to a cult called the s.p.i.n, of which our parents were members. A cult? You're kidding. How'd your parents get mixed up in that? Well, as you do, I guess. I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. They were a group led by a guru named Tokimasa, who promised a simpler life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees, and my mother was on her way to earning a PhD. So they were smart, but being smart doesn't always help you against being dumb, I guess. They chose to give up their lives and their careers to follow some mystic and live on a compound instead. The s.p.i.n were one of many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand, but thinking about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgivable. The mask was on the compound, but for what purpose or what they believed it could do, I don't know. Do you think there are any members of the s.p.i.n left who'd know? No, you see, there are no surviving members. Mass suicide? They died, all of them, including our parents. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark and I could barely see, but she kept charging forward with Mai in her arms and me dragging behind. When we were back in Tokyo, several days later, Grandma told me that our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad. It was as if she expected it. Did she lay a fire? The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak of it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it weren't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring it couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. As a high schooler, I spent more time trying to find out about the s.p.i.n than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand why my parents so willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I'd stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace. Mom and Dad died as a part of some cult? I don't believe it. Oh, Takashi's voice is really fucking me up actually. It's true, I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma, it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live a normal life with the stigma of the s.p.i.n attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt us both dearly. For me, pursuing kendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. But Grandma, who made the choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she'd come home, she would have a rotten stink on her clothes. Oh my god. Where did she go? I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. They found her wandering in the sewers holding nothing but the mask. The same one from the cult compound all those years before and the one you hold now. Ugh. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life. That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place. Or how it ended up with her again. I don't know how she got it. It seemingly appeared out of thin air. Or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. You know, maybe they all died because the grandma stole the mask? Just a thought. I left the mask with her. Okay, it always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it. Wait, Grandma was looking for Mom in the sewers? I don't remember any of this. You were in the dorms at your school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of why I insisted on you going to those private schools away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. We parted ways without ever speaking of it, and she was much better by the time you returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you? I assume you've heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. It's more than an ornament. I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person. He was, Mai, and you're actually a nice person as well, you know. No, Mai, you've helped plenty, but I have to do this on my own. Ito's right. I apologize for not telling you all the sooner, but you can't be involved in something so dangerous. So maybe he would have sent us back anyway, because those two definitely needed to talk together. They needed to sort out the issues. I already thought I'd lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now. ... Alright, thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things you do, but we're still family. I'll see you guys later. Bye! Thank you for your help, Mai. Bye, take care. You're right, Mai. I'll come visit you soon. It looks like she's gone. Now, let's real talk here. Mai's not here. There's no need to be coy. No doubt taking possession of that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have dreamed up on my own. There was always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to Mai again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wood and paint, though I doubt anyone else would believe us. No one ever did, except for one man. On the street there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in? An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask as truth. If you're looking for information on the mask, he may be the best person to ask. This rhymed. I'm amazing. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally on other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Hopefully he can shed some light on what it really is. I hope so, but please, detective, be careful. Thanks, Takashi. For once you were useful. Jesus Christ, let's go to this tea shop then. It was over here, right? Yep. Look! Inside is the interior, blah blah blah, read that one already. Welcome. Come in. Do sit down. No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takeshi told me to come speak with you. Oh, and how is Mr. Kawana? Still prickly as ever, I suppose? I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, though perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies, it's the quirks that come with old age, you know? What does Mr. Kawana think I can help you with? I'm looking into a few things related to the Kamenkai, the group his family got mixed up in. Oh, a more difficult answer than you might expect. You see, there are two groups that share that name. What? The first is the religious group formed by the guru Tokimasa. The second is an ancient order over 1,000 years old. What's that you're holding? Look at that mask! Oh man, it's so fucking creepy every time she holds it in front of her face. She's like a little child showing it to someone. I was told it's related to the Kamenkai, the new one, and that you could tell me about it. Ah, that explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. Oh, what? I imagine you have many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. What? In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. This makes no sense, old man. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. Ah, but that itself is the essence of history. Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up. Relic? If it's from the Kamenkai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. What a hard word. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that he could control in order to manipulate his followers. Yeah, that's the MO for every cult leader, isn't it? The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it. For instance? Like, why? Now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry it bothered you. Don't be silly. You wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to have taken you to another place? Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real? Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you? Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman when the phenomena repeats itself. Do you too look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. Like this dead bird earlier, for example. I found a dead bird, can you believe it? Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologies, do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Yeah, that's what I thought just now as well. Huh. My mistake, you must forgive me, a slip of the tongue. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself have such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, you see? And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort? I'm not sure, but I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground. Ah yes, knowledge is a light in a dark place, is it not? To think a relic of such import would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Sorry, the word import. Is it importance? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate? Pre-measured threats that determine our deeds, our wishes and our ends the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our threat subject to the chaos inherent in our universe instead? Does it change according to our deeds and that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decides which threads of life are cut short and which are followed? I think it's chance. That's just me personally, but since I'm the puppet master controlling Ito, she has to think the same. Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of control as of late? Control, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that since the mask came to me. You said that the mask was made by the old Kamenkai. Why? Confusing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Oh, man, this is a long dialogue. Ah yes, a more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. If you could retrieve it for me, I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing variety. Ha ha! I'm sorry, I jest. It concerns the mask bearer. Oh, what a fucking coincidence, isn't it? Man, mask bearer? Huh? That's me, right? Although you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will come clear when the book is returned to me. It's kind of weird that he knows this much about this, you know? Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside this building, in fact. As I said, it's not much of an errand, but I, of course, cannot leave my shop. So he's the owner of the tea shop, actually, and not just an historian or someone's. But okay, I mean, this is confusing me. He's right outside? This won't take long. I'll be right back. Exit? Ask about tea shop. So is it him or is it someone else? It has to be him, right? He said it was right next to him. So what does this takoyaki guy have to do with the fucking cult? The old tea shop next door? Isn't that place closed down? Is this my voice? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street on account of him being the only one I ever seen there. Oh. You might not believe me, but I swore I saw him in there chatting away to himself. Possibly, he's a little nuts. Then again, it might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Oh man, why didn't I think of that before? The next time I ought to ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, huh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something and has trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all. You know what I think? There's a bigger conspiracy at hand. Something involving the police department. And possibly the reason for my being suspended, you know? Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there? Maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Oh, now I got him, Naruto. Oh jeez. Go on. Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but you know, I spend a lot of time outside it and half the time the door's wide open. So one day a few months back, I decided to take a look around. Nothing suspicious or nothing, I was just curious is all. Curiosity killed a cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old and there was all sorts of weird stuff laying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. That guy can get deep in the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on standby for when that happens, you know? What? So I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And you thought, what would be better than some fucking old book of some fucking haunted tea shop, right? Because that's what I would like to get. And back then he was going through some particularly tough times. His bitch wife, pardon my language miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with her. He still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Oops, got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I get this phone call saying he was in the hospital. What a coincidence. He OD'd on expensive sake and sleeping pills. Wow. What a way to go out. Jesus. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns, with the door unlocked. A customer came in and called an ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure if he'd still be here. That's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. What an awesome way, Jesus Christ. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital, tried to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him, you know? Like stealing books. I think it helped. For a minute anyhow. This voice. As soon as the doctors let him leave, he went right back to that toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother and I worry about it. He's not been answering my phone calls lately. Originally, my brother's bitch's ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Oh, let me guess, is it Shinjuku? Despite that, he's holding on to it with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some paper and move on, but he can't. Something about it has its claws sank deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef and he could make a killing. Man, this guy's waffling on and on. Can you just tell me where his fucking bar is so I can get this fucking book and go on with my fucking life, Naruto? Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passers-by and getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Plus, food stands are doing really well abroad here. Much better than wasting away in Shinjuku at any rate. I called it, didn't I? It's the one door we haven't gone in yet with the keypad, I think. But why would there be a keypad in a bar? I mean, Shinjuku? Yeah, in a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning here. You want the address? Wait, I knew you looked for— oh, fuck me, it's Daiso. Not this fucking keypad thing. Fuck, Daiso, no, shit. I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daiso, right? You know him? Small world. Was probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him that takoyaki stands are still the future of cuisine and to get his butt over here. Haha. I'll do that. Thanks for all your help, asshole. So, what other than useless fluff did we get out of this? He told us this fucking tea shop would be empty and basically haunted, you know? And the only one that ever goes in there is this guy, the brother of Mai. So, who did we talk to when we went in here? Let's enter the tea shop. No point going back empty-handed. I need to ask the street vendor about the missing book. I did, Ito. Anyway, did we fucking hallucinate this dude in here or not? Honestly can't tell. Maybe the mask helps us see things. Let's leave Asakusa. And Shinjuku is the only place we can go. So we'll do that.